while I'm waiting, I always munch. And I'm eating some cherry tomatoes that I wish I had grown, but we didn't get any tomatoes this year. These are from Hungry, let's see, Hungry Hollow. And they come in a little cardboard box, and they are the sweetest little things I've ever tasted. They're delicious. Anyway, and that will make a very good side dish to what we're making today, which is a stovetop grilled cheese sandwich. We're going to be going to South Los Angeles, and we're going to be talking with the executive director of the All People's Community Center, and she's going to show me how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. That's what's happening on today's show. So without further ado, Carol, hit it. We're on the air. This is Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. And welcome. If you have comments or thoughts while we're on the air, please let us know. Say hi, say, gee, I don't like cheese, I like cheese. And by the way, you can make this vegan, and I'll tell you how to do that during the show. Let's go now to the All People's Community Center. I think our guest has snuck home to do this, and I appreciate that. And her name is Saundra Bryant. She's the executive director of the All People's Community Center. Saundra, nice to see you again, and welcome to All People's Community Center. Welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks.
Hello, Mark. It's great to see you as well, and thank you for inviting me. Glad to be here.
You're a native LA person, aren't you?
Yes, I am. I am.
Well,
Native Angelino.
there's the two of us, right?
That's
I
it.
don't. I don't. That's it. Don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else. Um, we're going to make a grilled cheese sandwich. As we start our show, we always do a toast, usually with an adult beverage. This time, I decided to match what Sandra was drinking, and that is a rum and coke. I am using Coca-Cola and Papas Pilar, which is the Ernest Hemingway rum. So, do you have a toast that you use that you say?
Let's see. Hmm. Oh no, I
I
don't, Mark. I'll let you toast.
All
You
right.
caught me off guard.
To happiness in just about a month after 40 years, Sandra is retiring. So, to life, how's that?
That's
To
good.
health,
To life.
to life. Okay. And Servet Hassan is saying hello. Hope it's not too cheesy. Yes, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. Servet is a little cheesy, and I can say that because we co-wrote a book together, Growing Old Sucks. All right, I'm going to put my drink down, and let's start very quickly. You have been at the center since you were 2 years old. Your mom brought you there. Tell us about that.
Yes, that's correct. My when I was little, my parents were working and they needed childcare, and I grew up 2 blocks away from All Peoples. They found out they had a daycare center, and my mom took me there and enrolled me. And I was there until I left to go to college. So I went through all of the programs, the daycare program, after the after school program that we had. It was my first job as a teenager for their summer youth employment program, but just such a big part of my life and the life of my family.
And your mom worked there as well, which I think is really cool.
Yes, yes. My mom started volunteering and then was hired as a secretary. And from there, she moved into a family worker. And there she moved into the director of the Retired Senior and Volunteer Program. My mom worked there for 22 and a half years. So it's in our genes to spend a great deal of time at All Peoples.
And your kids worked there too, or didn't they?
No, not
No.
not not my son, but my brothers worked there. My sister-in-law worked there. My nieces worked there. Just about everybody in our family worked there. Not my husband, not my father, and
Got
not
it.
my son.
Okay. Well, I'm hungry, and I'm going to ask you to kind of direct me here. If we look over here at our chopping area, we've got. I have my last tomato, which I'll save. We're going to put some butter on this.
Yes.
You tell me what to do here. I'm not a
Well, you
good
want.
spreader, by the way. My Carol
Okay.
is always telling me that.
All right. Well, we want to cover the entire piece. Um, And one of the things I guess to remember is to take the butter out to kind of soften the butter. So as you're spreading, you don't tear up the bread in the process. You're
Got it.
doing a great job, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, and I should do this on both sides, shouldn't I?
Yes.
Okay. This is one of the simplest recipes we've ever done on the show in a year and a half of doing it. And it's easy. So if you're at home, if you're single, if you're a couple and you go out to dinner, you bring in Mickey D's, guys, get into the kitchen. First of all, it's fun. Carol and I cook, well, a couple times a week, plus including this, okay? And if I do the cooking, she may do the cleanup, but she's always directing me while I'm cooking. Too much salt, not enough salt, that kind of thing. But it's something that's fun, and it's something that we can all do together and make it healthy. If you're vegan, you don't have to use butter. You can use olive oil. You can also use a butter substitute, right? So
Yes.
turn this around. And the recipe calls for sweet butter. That's what I prefer that,
Right.
and that's good. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn the pan on while we're waiting.
You don't need to preheat it much.
No, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm probably putting on a lot of butter, but that's okay.
It'll be buttery.
I'm buttery? Yes, it will be buttery.
Yeah. I mean, we want to have kind of that toasted flavor. And I think it helps to really give that grill aspect to have a little bit of butter.
Well, we're going to have a lot of bit of butter. Sandra and I were on Late Night Health, our sister show, about a week ago, and that'll be posted at latenighthealth.com very soon. Okay. So I'm not a great spreader, and you'll see what I mean. So go ahead, Carol. Show them my work. It's a little
Don't
lumpy.
forget the cheese.
Don't. Oh, now what do I do? Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so, well, what I do first is I take one slice and I kind of put it in the pan now with the
Okay.
butter side down.
Okay. Doing
All right.
that.
Yeah. And so I kind of give that like a couple of minutes to get started. And then I layer my cheese on top. I think we have Gouda and a sharp cheese.
Yes. We've got, I sliced up an extra sharp cheddar, and this is a
Hmm.
smoked Gouda. The Gouda I got from Trader Joe's. And
Oh,
this is Kraft Cracker Barrel, which is one of Carol's favorite cheeses. I thought they would work well together.
yes, I agree. So if you want to go ahead, you can, I guess we can layer the sharp first and then put the Gouda next.
Okay. Uh, while we're doing that, and I hope I cut enough of this up. Yeah, I think I did.
Mhm.
Oh, butter just smells so good
Yeah.
there. And then I'm going to layer on the,
Yes, I'm gonna layer on the Gouda.
right. That's what I always miss, Saundra. I always miss the edges. I don't know why.
I know.
If you're
That's,
watching,
mhm.
give us a shout out. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna-
And you have that piece in the middle. That's the best part, the edges of the grilled cheese, Mark.
Got it.
Oh, got comments.
Oh, we do have comments. Oh,
Ah, ah,
yeah. Did you like Denise Anderson grew up on Cracker Barrel cheddar, and they have so many different flavors of it. But there's a
yeah.
problem with. Do you know what the problem with Cracker Barrel is?
No,
You can't
no.
find it in the stores. It's very hard to find.
Ah,
It really is. Uh,
it's looking
and
good
Brian,
already.
thank you, Brian. It does look good. So,
You want to go ahead and put the other slice on top,
butter side up.
butter side up, correct.
Okay. Whoop.
And then I guess something that I learned, let's see, I it's hard to tell, but is it possible to lift a little and see if you're brown or crisp underneath now? How is it?
Yes, I'm looking. Not yet.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll just leave it
Well,
there a little bit
well,
longer.
what we'll do is, we'll cover this for a second. Maybe that'll help melt it down and
Yes.
turn the heat up. Okay, got it. I did. So let's talk about all people's community center. In your background, you you're the first African American executive director. The buck
Yes.
stops with you, and you've
Yes.
done that since the '80s, right?
Yes. Yes. For 40 years now.
Oh my! And your husband can't wait for you to retire, I guess, in about a month, so that you can start cooking for him again.
Exactly.
All right, got
I'm
it.
going to cook a grilled cheese sandwich the first day.
Okay. Hey, maybe we'll come over and celebrate with you. Um, and you've got some travel plans. Tell us about All Cities. It's over. I think it's over 80 years old.
Yes, it is. We started in 1942, and it was the Japanese Christian Institute and Church. And with the relocation of the Japanese Americans, it left a vacant building. And so our founder, Reverend Dan Janun, came, and as he went through the neighborhood introducing himself, he found out that the men were away at war, the women were working in the factories, and they said, we need childcare and we need a place for our youth because they're just kind of hanging out on the streets and we don't want them to get into trouble. So we started with a cooperative daycare program and youth clubs and have just continued to grow and evolved over the last 81 years.
They also have a cooking. You have people come in and do cooking demos, and they have a garden so that you can get a plot and not to be buried in, but um, to grow vegetables in, right?
Exactly. We have a community farm with 22 beds These are all family beds, and they decide what vegetables they would like to grow. So we have Swiss chard with radishes, cabbage, cilantro,
Mm.
and then we have some community areas where we have fruit trees. But the families come together. Oh, that looks good, Mark. The families the families come together, and we have classes,
Well,
nutrition
I tell you,
classes.
Carol and I, even though we live a little bit away, we should probably come and learn how to grow tomatoes. This year, we I could cry. We had um, we had one tomato, and can I blame you, Carol? Yes, we had one tomato, and it was beautiful. And Carol said, "Leave it on for one more day," and I did, and a squirrel got it. And then we grew corn, and you were saying that your corn this year got, there's the husk, but I went in the other day to look at the husk. There's nothing in it. They're little tiny remnants. So,
Yes, yes.
oh well.
You have to beat the squirrels to the garden.
Yeah, I guess. And the squirrels were here first, but and you can go to everybody else's yard, but not mine. I we I don't know, dog proof, rat proofed our yard. Rabbit proof. We live in the Conejo Valley. Conejo meaning rabbit,
Hmm.
but the squirrels are all over the place. So
Oh,
so we're
yes.
almost done with the cooking. Hold on.
Hmm.
Let's take a look over here, Carol.
Ah. Mm, mm, mm.
It smells great.
Ah. Well, it looks good. Looks delicious.
So I'm going to put, instead of a plate, I think I'm going to put this on a cutting board. Okay. Um, yeah. So I'm going to put it on a cutting board so I can cut it. Now, when I cook, I don't normally just follow a recipe, you know.
Hmm.
And Carol's telling me to turn this off. I'm going to take the cutting board over here. And so I don't follow a recipe 100%. And I didn't. We'll have your version up. I like mustard. I like all kinds of mustards. I have a little bit of Felipe's mustard from Felipe's original French dip. I'm going to put that on mine. I may put some sweet hot mustard on as well on
Hmm.
another one. I got to get my
And
knife.
the thing about grilled cheese is you can always look at different varieties, because sometimes I uh, caramelize onions and put
Oh,
those in there to add a
oh,
different flavor.
oh, that would have been great. The other thing that I thought of, I've got some sweet hot pickles,
Mm.
and I think those would be great in there as well. And we always eat what I cook on this show. And
Hmm.
I'm looking for my towel just in case this is a little hot. We'll see. I'm going to cut it in half.
Oh, ah,
I'm
see
sorry,
that
what?
cheese is oozing out, Mark.
Oh, it is. And that's, ooh. It's still a little hot to eat. Um, and there is I try not to do the hot mouth dance,
Okay.
okay? Which is when we first started the show, one of the first things, and I ate it when it was really super hot,
Ooh.
and I did the hot mouth dance. It's not a pretty dance.
Oh,
So we're going to let it cool just a bit. Um, I would put, as I said, mustard on this. The
Mhm.
caramelized onions sound terrific. What a great idea! I love onions, and
Uh-huh.
I think adding pickles to this would be good as well.
Yes.
Okay, tell you what, maybe Denise is just saying Felipe's this weekend. Yeah, maybe, Carol, maybe we'll go to Felipe's this weekend. We haven't been there in a long time. Um,
Mhm.
and Felipe's it's been there for, I think, almost 100 years.
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
And
In
you
the
can
same
walk in,
location.
yeah, in the same, and you go down there and there are people that are dressed casually, and then there are
Hmm.
guys in suits, three-piece suits. They're attorneys because they're lawyering just down the street, right?
Right, right.
It's still a little hot for me. I'm a
Oh, okay.
baby when it comes to food. I like my food.
Well, yeah, cheese burns are not fun, so
No.
I don't want you to do that.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. What you've got a big gala coming up to
Yes.
celebrate your 40 years, and you
Hmm.
can get information by that on that by going to the All People's Community Center website, which we have up under me right now, uh, uh, and you're having a gala, and
Yes.
we're trying to raise, I think, $500,000.
Yes, we are. We're having the gala, and then the board also established the Sandra Bryant Legacy Fund. And that fund is to support the continuation of the community center. It has been um, it's been my life to spend the last 40 years or the last 65 years, if you count when I started when I was two, at this community center that does so much to help families living in South LA, from
You
our
know,
child care to after school to parenting classes, um, just food programs, just multiple services supporting families in need.
with the program, I mean, that is obviously something that's part of you. You're gonna check in every now and then.
No, not initially. I've told them I'm going to stay away for a year. We've hired a great executive director, Brandy Muniz, and I feel like she needs that opportunity to have her space and not have me hovering around. So my husband and I plan on traveling. We have a great grandson and grandchildren and family across the country. So I'm just going to have a great time.
Oh, that is terrific. You gonna go back to Tennessee?
I have no one there in Tennessee. We may go to Memphis because I haven't been to Memphis before,
Well,
and we both love.
when you go there, you got to have barbecue.
Okay, and we love
It's
jazz, so that
oh
will
yeah,
be our yes,
yeah,
yes. So we're
on Beale Street. Oh man, terrific.
see.
So I did a talk show in Memphis
Oh,
a few
really?
years ago
Okay, all right.
before you started at All Cities. All right, not before you started at two, but
Oh, okay.
anyway. All
I
right,
was gonna say you look good for your age, Mark.
I'm 120. All right, here we go. Mm. Oh boy, this is a winner.
Ah, good.
And what would you eat alongside of this? I mean, the Campbell's soup. They say dunk it into tomato soup. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe
No.
fresh tomato soup.
Right. I was gonna say I love to cook, and I make a tomato soup, butter squash.
Mm.
soup. So, but I think the tomato soup would be really, really good.
But not a canned, folks,
No,
unless
no,
it's
no,
organic.
no, fresh. Yeah,
Right.
roast the tomatoes. That's
Mm.
what I always do for any type of soup. I roast the vegetables, and that gives another flavor. It brings out the smokiness.
Mm. I love that. And as I said, you can put mustard on this. You could put mayo on it. Um, Ketchup would not work, in my opinion. No,
No,
no. It's like
no.
when you're a kid, you want a hot dog and you have ketchup. I lost
Hmm.
that taste very early.
And a
Ketchup is,
nice fresh salad would go with it as well.
that's what Carol wants with ours tonight. And I bought
Ah,
some radish and onion sprouts. So
oh
I'm going to put
wow,
that in the salad too.
that sounds
Sandra,
delicious.
Sandra, thank you very much for today. I appreciate it. I have to tell you that Sandra was early and technically got it right, and I really appreciate that. She's got a great smile too. And during while you're on, when you retired and don't have anything to do, you come back and show us, cook with us again.
Okay, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to.
Okay, that's great. We'll give you a couple months. I mean, travel.
Yes.
When you find a recipe when you're traveling and you really like it and you say, "Hey, Mark would really like this," we'll do that
Okay.
one.
Okay. All right. That sounds
Okay.
like a plan.
All right, good. Hold
Yeah.
on a second, okay?
All
Um,
right. Thanks.
Anything else that you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you. It was great. My only regret is that I'm not there to taste that grilled cheese sandwich.
I got to tell you, it's really, really good. What I had a little piece of blue cheese, and Carol said no. What do you think? I love blue cheese.
I I like blue cheese, but I think it's too strong that it'll overwhelm the sandwich. I
Yeah,
agree.
got it. Okay, I won't do it. Listen, thank you very much. I want you to hold on a second. I want to tell everybody about our show for next week. It's really exciting. Do you like whodunits? Do you remember Miss Marple? Do you remember Agatha Christie? Well, we have the author of a brand new cookbook who's going to be joining us next week. And oh, Marcia Steed just snuck in. Hello, Marcia. Um, I have to tell you, I can't wait. When I was in the fourth and fifth grade, my grandfather, thank you very much, Martha. My grandfather would read Agatha Christie stories and give the book to my mother, who would leave them around the house and I would pick them up. I didn't realize until recently that in the stories, Miss Marple would talk about the food that she was eating, whether it's on the train. What's the train? Or the Orient Express, and whatever it might be. So we have a cookbook. I think there's over almost 50 recipes from Agatha Christie, Miss Marple stories. That's next week here on Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Have a good week. And Carol, as always, thank you very much.